Web marketing as psychological programming. People love to learn secrets. I think that everyone has come across one of those web pages written up in the style of long sales copy. The page scrolls down for a long way, and every few paragraphs it tantalizes you by saying that you will be told the secret to success, but first it needs to tease you some more, and so the long sales copy continues without ever revealing the promised secret, all the way to the bottom of the page, and after much scrolling you get to the final big button to sign up. This big button is no different from the smaller ones closer to the top of the sales copy, but it acts like the grand finale now that you are properly programmed and ready to buy. Programmed to act accordingly. In the long sales copy, the only thing being offered is information that is for sale, and the reason for the long sales copy is so that it can write a little program in your head. To do the programming, the sales copy need to repeat itself at least 3 times on every major point being made. If you are aware of this, then you can see what is happening as you read the long sales copy. Short sales copy doesn't work the same way because the short version relies on a certain amount of programming already being in place. We all have a certain amount of programming in place because we live in a marketing environment where we are bombarded with advertising. Programming comes in threes in the same way that if we use a new word 3 times, it helps us to retain the use of the new word. Programming works in the same way. Television ads repeat the message and the musical jingle to penetrate both our consciousness and our subconsciousness. The objective is to lodge the product name deep in our thought processes. We may get up when a commercial comes on and go make a cup of tea, but we are still being programmed if we are in earshot of the TV. We program our young children not to run out onto the road. We repeat the message over and over with emotional emphasis. It's for their own safety. We hope the programming takes a firm hold and will stop them at the edge of the sidewalk. Then it has done its job. When a young adult joins the military, they will undergo a period of deprogramming to strip away their old habits of thinking and then receive new instructions. Learning something new is not so difficult as getting rid of the old thought patterns. This is what marketing professionals are up against, and they use whatever tools that are on hand: psychological programming or reprogramming. If we want to change our old habits, then new programming needs to be repeated often over a period of time. In sales and marketing, it is the advertising that attempts to program us, and it is the long sales copy that has the best chance of doing this if people will read the whole page. The programming is only partially in the repeated message. Some messages are crafted with skill and are more successful. There is a whole rack of positive and negative buttons to push for creating a sale. So we can say that programming is not just repetition, but also emotional stimulation. It is the thought that counts the most, but it is the emotional emphasis that captures our attention. Just bringing up logical reasons for switching brands doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Nor does instilling a little fear sway us to buy a new brand. It is when emotional buttons are pushed and strong logic is presented together that we see a persuasive advertisement. What happens when you are aware of the programming? Seldom do we see the programming coming at us because of our own preoccupation with life. This is the same preoccupation that advertising is designed to break through and grab our attention. And when the ad does get our attention, we are not looking at the ad itself because we are focused on the message. However, when we look at what the ad is doing, this is when our thinking shifts dramatically. Now that we are aware of the advertising itself, we start to see the repeated points and the emotional emphasis. In this way, we are able to see the value, if any, being offered and be conscious of the manipulation taking place. The rule is buyer beware, but a better rule is buyer be aware. Is programming the only way to market a product? We are not children about to run out into the street, and in the marketplace we may feel insulted to be treated with the invalidation that advertising carries. Anytime an advertisement does our thinking for us, it is nothing short of invalidation. The ad is telling us that we cannot make a good decision on our own. We can feel the invalidation even if we don't understand it, and we can safely assume that our own market is as sensitive as we are. In a competitive marketplace, we may be inclined to push with programming and get the job done, and there is always an argument in favor of doing just this. However, the web provides a different option, and instead of pushing our market to make a purchase, there is the more powerful method of pulling. Call it attraction or magnetic marketing, but it works over greater distances, and for longer durations of time. Marketing by attraction was not usually a preferred choice in the brick-and-mortar world because there was no practical means of marketing a small or medium business over great distance. The cost was too high, and the logistics of business growth was a big risk to take. The web has turned this around. Our web page can scroll down for miles, although this is not a recommended strategy for providing the best and most complete information for our market. There are better ways for navigation to provide the desired information. But what it means is that our website can attract a market by offering a complete service to our market, beginning with information and education. When is the last time you've been in a big box store and had to look for service? What about not finding the information you need on a website? It's the same poor service, except there is no excuse for a website to not be a full-service, 24/7 outlet. You can put everything you've got at the moment into the site just once and never have to repeat the effort. You just add more info as it comes along, eliminate the cost of time and space. Space on our website is not costly. Distance is not a problem. Time has no meaning. The real challenge for us is to be in the top 10 for our preferred search terms. And it turns out that this is not much of a problem either if we provide the quantity and quality of content that our market wants from us, because it is the same thing the search engines look for. With quality information and education, we do not need to program our market. We have plenty of time and space to attract our market without pushing them into a purchase. Such a website has depth and will attract those portions of a market early in the buying cycle. They want and need our assistance as we build a mutual relationship. The web and its ability to pull, or attract, a market was never possible in the brick-and-mortar world, where every word had a cost and every mile ate up resources. When we look at web marketing as information, then we have to wonder why there are so many small business websites pushing with the high cost of advertising and consumption of resources when pulling reaches further to a lower cost. Have we been programmed to market our website a certain way?